Well, good morning and afternoon somewhere, depending on where you are in the world and all that good stuff. I just wanted to come on. I'm Lisa Ealy. I'm the Six Figure Success Job Mentor, and I am blessed and privileged because I get to show spiritually minded professionals how to land six-figure careers so they can live out their purpose in life. And I wanted to hop on today and talk to you a little bit about what I learned from 9/11. So, literally on 9/11, surprisingly enough, I was on my honeymoon. I was in the Bahamas, outside of the country, and happened to be at the time a very, very, very big news buff. And I was sitting on a cruise ship waiting for my husband to finish his shower so that we could get on with our activities for the day related to our honeymoon. We had a bunch of things planned. I was going to get to pet the dolphins and all the other kind of stuff and some excursions. So sitting there, turned on the news, and the news reporter was talking about the fact that a plane had went into the World Trade Center, and you could literally see the smoke. The building was still there, and it was just unbelievable. And then while I'm sitting on the end of the bed, um, keep in mind, on our honeymoon, um, the second plane came in and hit the second tower, and it was surreal. And when it happened, for those of you who know me and maybe know a little bit about my background, I was in the National Guard and spent about 11 months training for my military occupational specialty. And during that time, I was considered, you know, active duty. And so I recognized right away that this was an act of war. It was an act of war on our dreams. It was an act of war on our lifestyle. It was an act of war on all the things that we held near and dear: peace, love, joy, long suffering. And it was a act of war against our future and how things were meant to be. But let me say this: on that fateful day and minutes after that, we literally were permitted to get off of the ship. We got off of the ship, and the excursions were canceled. And so we were scrambling around, walking around in the Bahamas on the island. Um, and I remember how people were walking up to us and saying how sad they were um, of what was happening in our country. And we went to have lunch. I had some conch chowder. Yes. In the Bahamas, that's the thing to do. And the television was on, and every news channel was turned and talking about the situation in the US. Now, keep in mind, we were not in the US. Yes, we were on a boat that had ties to Miami, but we were not in the country. And suddenly, I just began to feel really heavy about what was happening. So we were directed to go back on the ship. When we got back on the ship, we were asked to gather together any identification that we had that proved who we were, to put on our life jacket as if there was an emergency. And by country, we were asked to muster in different areas, in public areas. And I remember seeing what now I know was dogs looking for bombs and other things on the ship, um, going around in all of the staterooms and going literally in and out and weaving in and out the people. We probably mustered for 5 or 6 hours, and then we received the all clear to go back to our rooms and to continue or try to continue the rest of our vacation. Needless to say, that was almost impossible to do. It was impossible to do because, one, we were worried about what was happening. not knowing, and hearing different stories. This was really before, obviously cell phones had cameras and, but not the video, and it wasn't places to share like it is now. And had that been the case, probably would have seen more of what was happening in the news and individually with people. It was not possible to make a phone call. The lines were down. And in addition to that, on our way back, literally, it took us almost 2 days to get back from Miami to Ohio, where I'm originally from. And what I say that is the thing that I remember the most about that time was the closeness that everyone had and the circles, which in some of those we participated in, of people praying for our well-being, praying for those who lost lives and those who were risking their lives to save other people that were impacted by the buildings coming down in the World Trade Center, and the plane that went into the Pentagon, and the plane that went into a field in Pennsylvania. And so, and of course, when we saw the Pentagon, we knew that our country, USA, would more likely declare war on someone or something. And it was scary. And even looking back now, I'm remarked by the fact that we talk about how things were before 9/11 and after 9/11. And so what I learned is that how very important it is for your dream, how important it is for you to put your dreams first, not to just envision them, but to take action on them. Because as we know, and I've learned even since then, more so now, we're not promised tomorrow. But this is what I know. We have this moment right here and right now. And if you've been delaying and waiting to pursue a dream, a desire, a career, a new business, getting healthy, saving for a house, making sure you shore up your retirement, be in a position to send your kids or grandkids to college, to give them a future that maybe you didn't have or still don't have. It all starts oftentimes with how we earn a living. And so that's what I do. I help people to reach six-figure dream careers, jobs, and businesses. And I want to tell you that to get started, it's a free call. Yes, you have to apply, but it's still free. And we will come up with a plan to determine if it's a fit for you. But what I know to be true, and what I learned and still know, that what 9/11 taught me is that I will not let anything prevent me from pursuing my biggest dreams. And that's what my hope and desire is for you, is that as you remember, as we recall and never forget those who lost their lives, those who have still been impacted by the events that happened on 9/11, whatever you do, keep pursuing your dreams. I'm Lisa Ealy, the six-figure job mentor, and I stopped by to remind you that your dreams still matter and you still have time to pursue them, to get help and get support. And I'm here to help if you need it. Take care and keep remembering, keep dreaming bigger and bigger and bigger. Take care. Bye-bye.